Hello, Leo. So before we begin your reading, I have two cards for you, one from Lay Vampire and one from Chakra Wisdom. And what you pulled here kind of pulls at the heart a little bit. So from Lay Vampire, you pulled that death will come, mortal, finite, and fragile. This card speaks about knowing that you have one lifetime to make changes and learn lessons in order to follow the true purpose of your soul, and making the most of every moment in your life because, again, life is too short. And then on top of that, you have Quest from Chakra Wisdom. This one talks about asking yourself if you are truly on the path that you are meant to go down. So here I feel like there needs to be a change in your life where you realize that your life is too short to continue down a path that is not where you should be headed right now. It kind of reminds me of one of the readings where you pulled prayer. And, with Quest, it's like seeking out this new path and then realizing that the path that you're on is where you're supposed to be in the first place. So, here, just take a minute to recognize that your life is too short to go on quests that are not the true purpose of your soul. Okay, Leo. Here's the energy coming through. Justice. Justice is all about making amends for the past. Making amends with past wrongs and having that balance back in your life. And this card also suggests that whatever wrongs were done to you will be corrected. That's a pretty heavy hitter to come in with. And it seems like dealing with issues from the past seems to be a common theme this month. So, and with justice, remember too that the point here is to have balance back into your life. And in the past, the Eight of Pentacles. So the Eight of Pentacles to me suggests work. This card is all about putting in some hard work, but seeing the results of the work that you're doing. It's like refining your craftsmanship. So here you're putting in some work and you're seeing the results of the work that you're doing. But, I'm wondering here where justice is tying in. And in the present, so the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is all about emotional pain and suffering. The man is so focused on the three cups that are spilled that he cannot see what he still has. And yeah, there's some hurt there. And there's this need to find some balance. And in the past, it's like you're wanting to work toward getting past this here and finding that balance and making amends for whatever wrongs may have happened. Wow. Future conditions. The High Priestess. Man, oh man. So when you look at the two here, it's like having secrets come to light. And then you have justice there and making amends. Wow. Okay, so the High Priestess. The High Priestess is the seer between worlds. And this is where the possibilities lie. When you start with the Magician, he's pulling from the divine source and he's saying, we're going to create something. And then this is where anything can happen. And then you go into manifestation. So now this is all about tapping into your powerful intuition. And with the moon being at her feet, this suggests hidden knowledge that may be coming to light for you, especially with justice sitting there. Yeah, I feel like something's going to be made known to you out of this here. It's like you have this emotional suffering and then something comes to light. Because when you look at the Eight of Pentacles coming into the High Priestess, it's like, yeah, doing some work to correct those issues so that you're no longer feeling this emotional suffering here. Your best path to follow. Now, I've seen this before. The Queen of Pentacles. Now, as your best path to follow, this is saying that you need to be in tune with yourself and your surroundings. Work with what you have and enjoy what you have around you. This is about being in tune with yourself and with nature. Now, and I've noticed this trend here this week. It seems like the people that are showing up in the best path to follow rather than being in, past, present, future, or in hopes and fears and environment, or even the outcome. It's like right here. So now this could represent an earth sign. This is somebody who is in tune with themselves and their surroundings, and seeing these two, yeah. Definitely. Somebody who's in touch with that intuitive nature, but very much in tune with nature. So, I wonder here where this person is tying in. It's like you have some emotional pain regarding this person here. And there's this need to find balance. And it's like the answers that you're seeking are like going to come to light here. And you're definitely wanting to work toward correcting this. And I feel like it's involving this person here. Very nice. Very, very nice. This to me is a very good sign. So, if you were looking at this as a relationship standpoint, regardless if it is romantic or family or even a friend, when you see the Wheel of Fortune like that, especially with that Five of Cups, that to me is saying that there's a second chance here to correct these feelings. And you're definitely wanting to put in the work that's needed to fix this. So the Wheel of Fortune is like the half. The world is the complete end, but this is only half of the journey here. And again, the 10 being the end of a journey and the beginning of another. When you look at the Wheel of Fortune, this is about second chances. This is about fate being on your side, a chance for a rebirth, and taking all the good with you and having the bad go down. I like seeing this because it's saying that, there's a second chance here and a chance to correct those mistakes that may have been made. Your hopes and your fears, yes. The Ace of Cups. So the aces are always good opportunities coming through. The Ace of Cups, though, has to do with love and creativity and emotional fulfillment. So yeah, I feel like here where in the present, you may be having these really hurt, emotional, painful feelings. It's like you're wanting to change that. And you're wanting to create that balance back in your life. And here's these second chances in your environment and your hopes and your fears. Yes, this is what you want versus this. And again, I feel like it has to do with a person here. And, when you look at that death will come, your life is too short. Your life is too short to be stuck in these painful emotional feelings here. This sucks. We don't want to be separated from the things that we love. And it's hard to recognize there that not all is lost. But when you have this here, yeah, it's time to recognize that. And you are, because you see that there's possibility here to correct this and to have that balance. And then you have this beautiful opportunity coming in. Oh, wow. The outcome. Now, this to me, especially when you're looking at it this way, right? This to me is you. This is where you end up out of all of this because of what you're going through right now. The Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is somebody who understands experiences through past pain. They understand life through pain. They're open, but that sword is ready to strike. This is like the strong and independent person who has learned through all those bad experiences. still open, but still on guard. And yeah, looking at it this way, I feel like this is you. This is definitely you. Even though, the Queen of Swords represents an air sign, anytime I see her in a reading, it usually represents the energy of that person. I mean, I really see her as, an actual person rather than what the feeling ends up being out of a reading. So yeah, I definitely feel like that's you, especially with the High Priestess there. It's like knowing and understanding that there may be some pain and suffering, but there is a way to correct that for sure. And it makes you stronger. It will make you stronger, but I feel like looking at this, that there is this need to have a second chance here with this person, especially with that Ace of Cups sitting there. And you're willing to put in the work. But regardless of whatever happens here, this is where you end up, strong and independent. You still may see that pain, but you're stronger for what you have suffered through. Now, on the other hand, when you look at the Queen of Pentacles as your best path to follow, this is suggesting that you need to be in tune with yourself and your surroundings and what it is that you have left. Because again, with the Queen of Pentacles, this is about working with what you have rather than freaking out about what are you going to do. This is the type of person that can work with very little and create a lot out of that little bit. And, again, recognizing that not all is lost. And then, when you look at it that way, yeah, that Queen of Swords could definitely represent an air sign. But, I no. This is you. This is you. This is where you end up out of all of this here. I feel more like looking at this reading that this person here, this is the way that you see them, rather than it being specifically an earth sign. I mean, definitely they may have earth in their chart, but it just seems to be the trend this week where the person involved is right here in the best path to follow. But I feel like, regardless of mistakes that may have been made, you will find balance. There will be this feeling of getting a second chance to correct this emotional pain. You're willing to put in the hard work. And here it is in your hopes and your fears. And again, to me, the aces are just as powerful as majors. So to see the Ace of Cups there suggests that when you do what you need to do to correct these issues and deal with this right here, this emotional pain, you will have a second chance with this person here. And there may be some love and emotional fulfillment that comes out of this. For sure. For sure. So the trend this week seems to be having the person that is involved in the reading coming in through the best path to follow. And I think it's interesting because truly I feel like with all of this here, this is definitely where you end up. And now when you look at the Queen of Swords and Quest, this talks about having courage. And I feel like this is where you end up, strong and independent. And if you're dealing with this emotional suffering right now in regards to a possible relationship with a person, I feel like there are going to be second chances. You're definitely willing to put in the work that's needed to correct those issues, for sure, for sure. But, again, it's important to remember that your life is too short to be following paths that are not the true purpose of your soul. So, even though there is this need to have this second chance here, and it's definitely going to happen because of it being in your environment, I still feel like regardless of whatever happens, whatever you experience, that pain and that suffering is going to turn you into a much stronger person. Strong and independent and able to survive. But, I can't help but feel like, yeah, there's going to be some answers that are going to be brought to you regarding this person here. That's going to help you get past this hurt feeling and find that balance back in your life, which is fantastic. I love seeing this. It's nice to see justice as a signifier suggesting that everything will be amended and not something to fear. But with the Ace of Cups showing up, yeah, I feel like there's going to be a second chance involving a relationship with a person. It is possible. And again, remember, your life is too short to not be following what your heart wants.